Yes, hello everyone. Good evening. We are back with the paper one practice on every week. Welcome you two babies, and we'll be having a fruitful session here for the paper one. Yes, come on, let's everyone join. Yes, hello, good evening everyone. Good evening. Yeah, one by one. Thank you, everybody is coming. Yes, today, as I know, as you know, I don't have anybody with me today, so I'll be dealing alone. So I think you are all ready for the question and answer session. Today we will be dealing with the people development and environment part. So as you know that it's very important part in a net exam that you have, and also for KSET, WB or like all Telangana set, all sets are coming now. And it's very easy that it is very mandatory that you should study people development and environment. And when it is like towards a net part of questions you ask, when we think of the questions will be somewhat updated one or a very like a higher level questions that we have. So if you learn all this, all those things you can crack all those set exams, all those state set exams that you can crack. And talking about the people development and environment one, it is a very dynamic portion that we have because as we check on the syllabus, there is a very dynamic portion that we have. Uh, like some static portions are there with the sustainable development goals and also with the what are the conventions and all. But the trend of asking static or dynamic questions is being changed every year. They will ask like in-depth questions in people development and environment, and you find it difficult. And what you want to know is like we don't actually we'll be having a base of all those things in people development, and you'll add up in-depth learning. So that is where we need some more extra advanced knowledge that we have. So that is how we designed our online Q series, all those things, and that is how we learn all those things. We'll have uh, like marathon sessions for paper one, like towards the exams and all. Okay, so we'll start with the first question. Yeah, good evening, everyone. All you two babies. I think the first question for today is which among the following are consequences of forest fires? Okay. So the first one is release of carbon dioxide, soil degradation, reduced global warming, loss of biodiversity, air quality degradation. Okay. You have to choose from the correct answers of the options given below. So, what do you feel that forest fires? That's a very common thing, or not a common thing actually. Like when you hear about the Amazon fires, Amazon forest fires, and all, and it's a very a genuine question or an important question that we should learn how or what are the consequences of forest fires. Okay, so what is that? Yes, you two babies come with your answers. I think the release of carbon dioxide you can fix. Release of carbon dioxide you can fix. And soil degradation, like like you can go over the options which you can eliminate. Reduce the global warming. So global warming which is reduced, like is it a consequence? Now, obviously a global warming which is higher is a consequence. Reduce the global warming is won't be a consequences of the forest fires. So obviously the fourth answer will go like A, B, D, and E that we'll go for. I think it's A, B, D, and E. That's it. Okay, fine. Going to the next one. Second question. Which layer of Earth's atmosphere contains the ozone layer and is important for absorbing ultraviolet radiation? So, in people development and environment, you have to have an idea of the layers of Earth's atmosphere. You know, different layers starting from the troposphere and going to the next level. So, 5 levels it is divided. So, you should know where it is and how it is and like which all like the layers, what all we have and all. So we should have an idea. So in which layer the ozone layer is there, and which that the ozone layer is responsible for absorbing the UV radiations, UV rays. Yeah. Some answers are coming, like 3, it's coming. Yeah. Is it mesosphere that you have? Okay. Answers. I need answers from you guys. Some 3s are coming. Yeah. Some 3s are coming. Some 4s are coming. Stratosphere. So that's stratosphere. Okay. Let us look. What is a? It's like mesosphere. You're telling. Okay. Let me check where it is. Stratosphere only. Like you can see that there is an explanation. Like that exosphere, thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere, and troposphere. So in the stratosphere, you can see that there is an ozone layer. Like mostly the like what we have or what we see is up to the troposphere that we have. That's the first layer. And then we go to the stratosphere. Then again to the mesosphere. Then thermosphere and exosphere that we have. Okay. So uh, mesosphere, you can see that like the fireballs are also coming, like the what do you call the meteoroids? Meteoroids are there in the mesosphere. Thermosphere, it's actually the satellites. Exosphere, like beyond that. Troposphere, actually, like what like we find air balloons, aeroplanes, and all. So stratosphere is the layer where we have ozone layer. So remember that every time ozone layer, like it's the stratosphere will be having the ozone layer. Going to the next question. Consider the following statements about the Kyoto Protocol. Important one, like that you have, if you study people development and development, you have conservation rules or like acts and all those protocols, all those submits, So here we are considering about the Kyoto Protocol. It's an international treaty that commits state parties to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, obviously. The treaty was adopted in 1997 in Kyoto, Japan, and entered into force in 2005. Okay. The United States ratified the Kyoto Protocol and committed to reducing its greenhouse gas emissions by 7% below 1990 levels. Okay. So which all are the statements are correct? 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So here you have a first one, obviously you have that is a correct answer, because like it is an international treaty that commits that Kyoto Protocol, it tells the state parties or the countries to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. And obviously, you should know the date of the all those conventions, all those submits and all those protocols you should know. You're telling that it is option 1, it is telling. Some are saying option 4, all are correct. 1 and 2, yeah. Now answers are coming. Very good, very good. 1 and 2 only, okay. As we think, it is not 7% below. United States, it's not ratified. Like the USA did not ratify it to 7% below 1990 levels. It's only 5%. So you should have an in-depth knowledge in that also. So that is the first and second statement is correct. That means the Kyoto Protocol is an international treaty, okay, that you should study when it was there. And it was in 1997 and came into force only in 2005, okay. Other places in Kyoto, that is in Japan. Okay. Going to the next question. Given below are 2 statements. One is labeled as assertion and the reason. Assertion is air quality index is used to measure air quality. Okay. Obviously. Air quality index takes into account the levels of various pollutants, including particulate matter, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and ozone. Like you should say that whether it is true and the reason is the correct explanation. Yeah, like the options. So here, you have 2 statements, assertion and reason. So you can think that air quality index. Have you heard of air quality index, guys? Like every place in our country will be having an air quality index. So when you check the Google, Like you can give or get the air quality index of your place. So whether it is good, how good is the quality, or how good is the quality of your air in the locality. You can know. So what is the like answer that we have now? So assertion and reason. What answers that you can get from it? Is it both true? I think it's both true, and I think it's the correct explanation of the assertion also. And can we go with the answer? Yeah, it is a correct explanation. That is a first one is the answer that is given. So when we check about the air quality index, I will give you a just it's an indicator. It is developed by government agencies to communicate the public how polluted the air currently is or how polluted it is forecast to become. Like how good and how polluted it is. So like there is a like what you have the air quality index range actually. It is from 0 to 66 that you have. That's a good condition. So you can check now. Now after this live, you can check how good is your air quality index in your locality. So mostly like we have 0 to 66 in like India, like we have from 0 to 99, and some of the like parts like when we come to Delhi and all, like it was in the news, it was extremely poor. It was 200 above. So it is like it's very sensitive areas that we have health advice. Okay, so you can see the health advice also. So 0 to 66, the AQI is good. Actually, it's not polluted, it's good. 67 to 99, it's fair only. Like then poor, very poor, and have the classifications. So that is what. Going to the next question. What is the main objective of the Ramsar Convention? Okay, this is another convention. An important one also, like as we know about the Kyoto Protocol, to regulate the exploitation of marine resources, to protect endangered flora and fauna in wetlands, to promote sustainable tourism in protected areas, to ensure the conservation and sustainable use of wetlands. Okay. So what is actually that you have when you come to Ramsar Convention? When you like Ramsar Convention, it's like we can associate the word with an thing. Can you just quote out the word which is very familiar with the Ramsar Convention? Do anyone know that? Like which is a word that you can relate it with the Ramsar Convention to regulate the exploitation? Is it a marine? I don't think so. Ramsar Convention is regarding with the marine resources and all. No, you can think that I will give you a clue that it is related with the wetlands. Okay, Ramsar Convention is related with the wetlands. That's what. So we have two options with the wetlands as the keyword here. And to the most apt option, what can you go with? So 4. Yeah. The answer is 4. To ensure the conservation and sustainable use of wetlands. That is the answer. Great. Next one. The term Anthropocene refers to. I know that I told that there should be an in-depth knowledge. Like, you know, what is anthropogenic and all. Now, what is that Anthropocene refers to? So, it is the current geological age where human activity has been the dominant influence on climate and the environment. The period when dinosaurs dominated the Earth. Okay. The era marked by the formation of Earth's first continents. The time period immediately following the Industrial Revolution. So, like when it is come to anthropogenic, anthropology, all those things, like you know that like to whom or with whom you should relate that term. So, what is that term that we can relate it with anthropology or anthropogenic and all? Like, what is that? Yes, I need the answers from you guys. It's very evidently given in the options. Like you should not confuse with that. Like by reading the question, you should not like, oh, I didn't hear the word Anthropocene. No, like it's from the options, like by you read the options you can get. I told you like when it is there for the the net exam that you have, obviously you read the question and then relate with the options to get an answer. That's what. You cannot finalize an answer go to the options. No, it's not possible. So we'll go with the option one. We have option one on the answers of YouTube, on the YouTube chats I have. Okay. So that is current geological age where human activities, I told you, anthro. So human activities is there. So obviously the first option will go with. That's correct. Yes. The next one. Which one of the following is not a target under sustainable development goals? Important one. You know that there will be a short question from sustainable development goals. You make the sustainable development goals in a mixie and what? You turn it and mix it and drink as a juice. That's what. Mixer grinder, you drink it as a juice. That's what you should do. Because there will be a short question from sustainable development goals. Last time also we had. Yes. What is that? Zero hunger, affordable and clean energy, climate action, promoting fossil fuel use for energy security. Yes, what is the answer, guys? Zero hunger we don't have. Are you thinking like that? Affordable and clean energy we have, climate action we have, zero hunger also we have. So what is the one? That is the one promoting fossil fuel use for energy security. It does not have in the sustainable development goals. That's correct. Yes. Can we move on to the next question now? Okay. We are talking about an international treaty or a protocol or a summit. So you should identify which is the protocol or summit mentioned here. Kyoto Protocol, just we discussed. So from the dates itself, you can eliminate the option of Kyoto Protocol because we discussed earlier. Clear. So statement 1, it is an international treaty designed to protect the ozone layer by phasing out the production of numerous substances responsible for ozone depletion. So you should have an idea which protocol relates with which one of it. So Kyoto means greenhouse emissions, like we can. So ozone depletion, which of the protocol goes with the ozone depletion? It was agreed on 16 September 1987 and entered into force on January 1, 1989. So Kyoto you can eliminate. Like previously we discussed Kyoto, like it was in 1997 and 2005. It entered. So which is a summit that you can have? Rio, Montreal, and Paris Agreement. You know, like Paris Agreement is a recent one, 2015. So now you can have a doubt with Rio and Montreal. So which of the options that you will go with, guys? Yes, I need the answers from you. Paris Agreement is a recent one, like you have in 2015. And that was related to the climate change. Climate change. So you have learned two of them now, Kyoto and Paris. Now Rio Summit and Montreal Protocol, which is that? Yeah. Yes, I have answers from the options. Sorry, YouTube guys, that is, they are saying it as B, Montreal Protocol. Obviously, that is the correct answer. That is a Montreal Protocol that we have. So Montreal Protocol is reference, like you have actually you have the statements here to learn, which is the date, and also it is response like it was telling about the reducing the ozone depletion, protect the ozone. That is what we have from Montreal. So Rio Summit, it was in June 3 to June 14, 1992. The summit led to the development of the following documents. It was like Agenda 21 Forest Principle, and also it was there. So development of Agenda 21 was there in Rio Summit. It was in Rio de Janeiro. Okay. Kyoto Protocol, already we told, like it to have when it was like carbon dioxide emissions, like all those greenhouse gas emissions. And it was in 1997, entered into force on February 2005. Okay. So like you can have the Rio Summit, the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, UNCED. That is also known as Rio Conference. So, and Rio Conference is also known as Earth Summit. So, this can be asked like maybe like at Summit or Rio Conference, all those things like that. Okay. It was in 1992. Okay. And that was in like what like in Kyoto Protocol, what we have. It was an international treaty that extended the 1992 United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change that commits state parties to reduce greenhouse emissions. So, with the following of the Rio Summit, the Kyoto Protocol came. So, first will be Montreal Protocol, then Rio, then Kyoto, and then comes the Paris Agreement. That's how you can learn the order and all. Paris Agreement, it's Paris Accords or the Paris Climate Change or International Climate Change Treaty. I told you it is in 2015. That's it. Next question. Which of the following sequence represent the correct order of soil particles arranged in terms of particle size from smaller to largest? That means those things which are like discussed in the or given in the options, you should arrange them with the particle size from smaller to largest. That means the soil particle size. Clay, sand is there, silt is there, gravel is there. So, like, what do you like? You'll be familiar with the gravel part. So, which is the like from the particle size. You can obviously get an idea like gravel will be in the last because like it is more, the particle size is more in that. So you have clay, silt, sand, gravel in the third option, and also clay, sand, silt, gravel in the fourth option. Okay, which you will go with? This is the fourth one. Okay, you have a confusion with silt and sand. Now, yeah, it's actually clay, silt, sand, and gravel. Okay, it's not sand, silt. It's silt, sand, and gravel. Silt is like more or less, and sand will have more particle than silt. That's what. Clay is actually that the sand or the soil particles are very smaller size in clay. It's very finest one that you have. So next one, sustainable consumption and production focus on promoting unsustainable practices, ignoring environmental concerns, minimizing waste and pollution, maximizing resource use. Like, what do you mean by sustainable consumption and production? That is what. Like, you have bigger words coming in the options, but if you read it by word, you'll get the answer. You can focus on the answer and give it. Give the answer. What is that? Sustainable consumption and production focus on. Yes. What is the answer, guys? I need the answer from you. More answers are coming. Option 3. Option 3. C. Oh, yeah. It's actually, yeah. Promoting, like, actually, the question is with sustainable consumption. So, how can be the option promoting unsustainable practices? It can be eliminated. And ignoring environmental concern. No, obviously, environmental concern should not be ignored in the part of sustainable consumption. And minimizing waste and pollution can be a good option where that is the answer that you can have. So when you go through the options word by word, you can get it. Minimizing waste and pollution. That's it. Going with the next one. So guys, do you like this session? Like, you can like it and share it to your friends who are watching it and let them also learn. Learn together. We can learn together. Which of the following is a key objective of the United Nations Agenda 2030? We have Agenda 2030 in the Conference of Parties. We have like the agreements. So Agenda 2030 is there. So which is that? Achieving universal primary education, reducing global greenhouse gas emissions by 50%, ending poverty in all its forms everywhere, promoting nuclear disarmament. Okay. Agenda 2020, that you can have an idea of what all things that is there. So you can have it out with global gas or greenhouse gas emissions. Yes. What is the answer for this? Guys, I need the answers from everyone. You can chat on the chat box the answers fast. Yeah. You read the question, then we can go to the options and then we can finalize and get the options. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? This is the option that you will go with. 2, you will be reducing global greenhouse gas emissions by 50%. Yes, okay. Some 2s are coming. Okay, we can look. It's ending poverty in all its forms everywhere is that option. Answer. So emissions by 50% is like it's more than that actually that we have in Agenda 2030. So that is a key objective of United Nations Agenda 2030. It's not reducing the global greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, we have net zero emissions. Net zero. It's not by 50% also. We have net zero. That means completely carbon dioxide vanishing. It's not 50% and all. Okay. Going with the next question. Assertion and reason question again. Climate change can cause significant alterations in precipitation patterns, leading to floods and droughts. Fine. The reason given is climate change impacts the water cycle by increasing evaporation and altering atmospheric circulation patterns. Okay, so climate change is the matter here. What is like we know about the climate change? So climate change can cause significant alterations in precipitation. That means rain patterns. That means leading to floods and droughts. Obviously, we are facing that now in India. Basically, into the all parts of India, we are facing a climate change, and this causes a alteration in the rainfall patterns. That can then lead to flood and drought also. Right. So like maybe the rain will be more or less rain, like no rain will be there. So like flood will be happening. So like we are facing that now. So assertion is true actually that we have. Climate change impacts the water cycle by increasing evaporation and altering atmospheric circulation patterns. Obviously, that it impacts water cycle means like the increasing evaporation and then circulation pattern. That means the rain will be more or rain will be less. Obviously, that's a correct explanation also. I think we'll go with option one. Yeah. In the YouTube chats also, I can see that it's option one. That's option only. Correct one. Correct. Think of that. You can sit, think, relate with all those surrounding things or environment things that is happening now. You'll get the answer. It's obvious that you get the answer. Yeah. The concept of ecological footprint measures the amount of resources a population uses relative to its size, the total carbon dioxide emissions of a country, the area of biologically productive land and water required to support a population, the total energy consumption of a region. Ecological footprint is at this somewhat every time discussed thing in the newspapers and all. What is the thing that you mean by ecological footprint? What do you understand by ecological footprint? Yeah, read the question, read the, like in people development and environment, like, the terms will be familiar to you. Options also, you can make that options familiar. Okay, that is how it could be. So like ecological footprints, like how you can think of that. Is it the amount of resources? I think we can eliminate the option two, like total carbon dioxide emissions. No, obviously no. Total energy consumption also, it's not. If we can go with the one and two, like there may be a doubt with the one and two. Like which all things you will go with? You're saying that's option three. Yeah. We'll go with look whether it is option three or not. Yeah. This is the correct answer that you have. Option three. The area of biologically productive land and water required to support a population. That is what you mean by ecological footprint. Okay. That is it, guys. Okay, that was a final question that we had. Thank you guys for being here. And we had, I think you had a resourceful or a fruitful session of paper one today also. Every week we have at Wednesday, 9 to 9:30, be here. We'll discuss some 10 or 15 questions like regarding upon the time available, like only 30 minutes a week that you should spend upon. I'll definitely tell that it will be useful. Share it to your friends, watch it once again. You can get concept, what all concept discussed here. Please learn by yourself, make questions, learn by that. So all those topics we'll cover every week. We'll have more intensive practice for paper one coming near to the exams and all. And this will be useful for all those K set, TN set, WB set, all those Gujarat set, all those things. If you learn all those things in net, obviously you can crack all those state sets because the paper one syllabus is more simpler. Like you have the same syllabus for all those sets and it is more simpler questions that is coming. Okay, that's what we have. I think you enjoyed it a lot. Thank you so much.